everyone, welcome back to my channel. It's Erica and today is release day for Pinkfresh Studio. So this release is all about holidays and sort of Christmas and, funness. Oh yeah, just holidays and winters basically. So I am not gonna blab on too much. Okay, a little white lie. I probably will. Fair warning. But there is a lot of goodness to go through in there. So I thought I'll just quickly-ish, as quick as I'm able to, run through this. And then let's make a card or two. So first off, we have a set called Tidings of Great Joy. And it has a stamp set, a die cut, and layering stencils. So on the back of this, you can kind of see, this is like a bit of an inspiration thing where you can get a little bit of inspiration of what you want it to look like. So the stamp set alone is actually just really, it's really nice. It's like a frame, and with a die cut, you can cut that out. And there's also a big die cut for the big words in the middle. So the Tidings of Great Joy. So I have a couple of, actually 3 samples of cards that I made with these. So I first two are here. They've gone for kind of like muted, wintry, Christmassy colors, and I've laid these both up on textured backgrounds. I don't know what's happening today. So I've used colored plates on both the backgrounds to kind of get that wintry vibe. Okay. Focus. And then I finished this off, or both of the cards actually, off with a few of the metallic gold pearls and sentiments. Everything is heat embossed from the die cut, the stamp set as well. And then this card I've done in kind of Scandinavian-ish colors with some platinum heat embossing and, sorry, gold is gold. And yeah, as I said, sort of Scandinavian-ish colors, and again a textured background cover plate. This is the dotted scallop. I love that one. And then I have raised only the sentiment itself, actually, and attached the rest to like a soft gray card base, and added some. These are the matte gold pearls, and I think I prefer those to the shiny ones, at least for this color scheme. It just kind of worked a little bit better, but this is probably my favorite out of the 3, which is kind of weird because it's not like traditional Christmas colors like the red and the green. You would think that would be like, yay, but maybe it's my Scandinavian self is like the yellow and the blue. It's the Swede in me that's coming out. So next up we have a new addition to the brushed sentiment set. So if you've already seen the previous one, there's like happy birthdays and congratulations and all that fun stuff in this beautiful big font. And this one comes with stamps, layer stencils, die cuts, and hot foil plates. Oh yes, so you can do it all, or just 1 or 2. So I have, as per usual, gone a little bit nuts. So I've stamped up loads of them, and I've gone for like, sort of like an ombre mixed look. So I've used reds and greens to create kind of like, yeah, ombre is a good way of saying it. It's not ombre in the sense, but gradient maybe is a better word. So done loads of those, and then I've made this background. And again, this is a cover plate. I want to say it's the diamonds, sparkling diamonds maybe. And I've just splattered some gold on top of that. And then I've added all of these and I cut it off. So I don't know how I'm going to finish this off yet, but it will come to me later, I think. Yes. So next, actually, we're going to have a look because I don't know. I did say I made a load tonight. And this is just the heat embossed and stamped ones. Then I have rose gold foiled ones. I have shiny gold foiled ones, and I have matte gold foiled ones. So yeah, as you can see, I've taken my like sort of need to separate and organize things even like to the more extreme. I mean, you can even like slap me on the wrist for mixing heat embossed and stamped sentiments in one bag. How dare I? Yeah. But anyway, so just to give you another few examples. So here I have used a heat embossing powder, or embossing powder even, called, I want to say Midnight, and it's from Wow Embossing, and I've used it both on the background here. So this is the plaid background from last month's release, and then I've used that same blue gold embossing powder on the sentiments, and the flower is heat embossed with white, so it's kind of like a switcheroo of the colors, but I kind of like it. Yeah, I wasn't kind of sure where I was going with this one, but yeah, I must admit I quite like it. And I've also got a another one which is much more traditional colors, so a hot foiled background with gold, and then this beautiful flower also from last month's release. I want to say Grow Wild or Go Wild. It's either Grow Wild or Go Wild. Probably Grow Wild. And then gold heat embossed sentiments there to kind of finish it off. So Season's Cheer and Merry Christmas. And then couldn't, leave the hot foiled ones out. So here is just hot foiling. So we have a beautiful hot foil background, a die cut, and then hot foil sentiments on top. Super simple, very elegant, kind of fun to put together. Wouldn't take a lot of time if you kind of like do a bit of a, not bandwagon, what's the word I'm looking for? Like station, you know what I mean? When you like multi-making stuff. Multi-making, that's not even the word. You know when you're making more than one card and you just make all the bits and then you put them together? That's the word I'm looking for. Yes. We're not going to obsess about finding that word right now because I'm not going to find it. So we're going to move on. So we have Snowflakes background. So this is a red rubber background, so you can use this either as an actual background. And it does come with a die cut, so you can cut these out. I don't have that currently because thanks to shipping issues around the world, and they didn't actually come in time for the packages to be sent out from Pinkfresh, so that's coming probably next month. But there is a die cut for these, and I'm really, really excited. But because I love everything with snowflakes and snowmen and that stuff. That's my jam. Yes. And actually, speaking of gold flakes, snowflakes even. See, losing the plot. Talking about snowflakes. There is also a hot foiled sentiment with these big ones, and it also has die cuts, so you can get nice big ones cut out, mix it in with the small ones, and the background possibilities. Yeah, fun. So here I've again gone ahead and just made a load of them, and then I cut out extra pieces out of just plain white cardstock, so I can lay these up and make like a nice textured background. So again, these little pockets from Averial, and if you live in Spain, where I do, there's Mi Tienda del Arte, and I probably completely butchered that. They do like these little pockets as well, so lots of storage options. So while we're on the hot foil bandwagon, we also have Merry and Bright, and it's nice big piece, and it comes with a die cut as well. So super happy about that. I love me a good die cut. It just takes everything to like the next level, doesn't it? So here I have again used the plaid from last month with a bit of a pastel. I'm pretty much on like the pastel train now, like for Christmas. I usually all about the bright colors and like, wah! And for Christmas, all of a sudden, I'm like, muted pastels. I don't know what's going on, but yeah, I love it. So it's just so lovely, merry and bright. Yeah, and I did actually make another one as well. This is very bright. So this is done with the cardstock and the die cut, and I just layered one of these. What was this one called? So it's elongated lattice was the other one, and this is probably just dotted lattice, I think. So it's a die cut on top of die cut pieces with a hot foil die cut piece. No stamping required. So yes. Oh my goodness. And then we also have Noel. So this one comes with die cuts as well, and he actually cuts out the letters. So if you wanted to spell something else, just no, maybe. Like, no, you could do that. So yeah, that one. And then we also have Joy. And again here, the letters actually, oh, I have pieces in the back here. It comes with a die cut and it cuts out the letters so you can like layer them up. It doesn't stick together, so you cut out each letter and then you have to line them up straight. I know, I am already feeling challenged by that. But next up in the hot foil selection, we have these beautiful baubles. Yes. So they come with hot foil, stamps, layering stencils, and die cuts. And I've already like hot foiled a couple of these. So this one is done with just the normal gold. Can you see that? And then this one I did with the speckled aura. And look at that. I think that looks fantastic. So yes, these I really look forward to inking up with the stencils and putting on a card. And I actually did like 6 or 7 of these so that I could do a rainbow of baubles. But that's coming later, a little bit later. Next up we have the festive leaves, and it's a stencil and die cut set. So you can either make a background and just leave it as it is, or you can cut them out and make a frame or something fun. Or, I don't know, like make a branch for these baubles to hang off. That would look so pretty. Ooh, logging idea. Okay. And we have Holiday City View. And this is another red rubber background stamp. So you can either use this as background and it kind of maybe make some leaves and frame this. Pretty. And they also come with layering stencils to kind of just add a little bit of color to the background, or just like do a bit of a like heat emboss this, and then do a little bit of a watercolor wash and add some color here and there, maybe a little bit like of yellow orangey in the window, so make it look like warm and inviting. Yeah, that could be nice. And finally we have a new washi tape, and this one is so cute. Look at that little setup. And then there's a beautiful poinsettia, and there is some mistletoe, there's some presents and a Christmas wreath. And this one comes with the washi tape. There's also a stamp set, a layering stencil set, and a die cut. So whether you are into washi tapes or whether you just like this, you can get just stamp or the layering stencil or the washi tape. I mean, if you were looking for super fast Christmas cards, I don't think you can beat the washi and the die cut set, because you just put it down on paper, cut it out. You have lots of pieces and off you go. So yeah, time saver tip maybe for Christmas card making. Last but not least, we have the swirls background, and I do love me a good swirl, not gonna lie. And here is like just a bit of a inspiration of what it can look like, and I took that somewhat to heart. So I made a pastel ish. So instead of the red, I added in a green to kind of just still keep it a bit Christmassy. I don't know, but yeah, I love these colors as well. So maybe I need to do that one too. And I did another one as well, and so both have kind of kept in the same color scheme but with different opaqueness. And also on this one I used the last stencil, and I added some glitter paste from Nuvo. This is the Moonstone one. Looks really nice. The neighbor's dog is going crazy again, so if you can hear some woofing, it's not my doggies, it's other people's doggies. On this one I did the same colors all the way around, and then I added in on that last stencil layer a much darker color to kind of make it pop. And then I splattered some gold, which you can't really see, and then I added some embellishment, because, you know, bling-a-ling-ling, it's Christmas. If you can't add bling-a-ling at Christmas, when can you? And then a heat embossed sentiment. And this, yes, this is heat embossed as well, and keeping it kind of cohesive, togetheriness, somewhat cohesive, and not at all same. Yes, nailed it. But yes, so that is the release, and I will show you today how I made these 2 cards. And there's also, don't forget that there is a massive blog hop going on with Pinkfresh Studio. So you can actually win the entire release by commenting on the Pinkfresh Studio blog post that will be linked down below in the description box. You can also, by commenting and liking and subscribing to the Pinkfresh Studio YouTube channel, you can win the entire release of that. And then there's 10 $25 gift vouchers along the blog hop. So I will link to my blog in the description down below, as well as the Pinkfresh Studio one, because that's the one that you need to comment on in order to win all of this. And obviously the more you hop and comment, the more of your chance, or the bigger the chance is that you're gonna win. Okay, let's do that again. The more you hop and comment and like, the bigger your chance to actually win something. So if you don't enter, there is no way you're gonna win. And the more you hop and comment, the bigger your chance of winning. And this is a very big release. So, I mean, it's pretty great. Yes. So anyway, with all of that out of the way, let's get card making. And I want to say Merry Christmas, but it's September, so let's not do that yet. I am not ready. I'm still in summer mode. So yes, but actual card making for holidays, that I can get down with. So we are going to make these. Right, first things first, we are going to secure a little bit of washi tape to the back of the cardstock, and this is to keep the stencils in place while we are ink blending. So with the stencils, you have like little markings to show you where to put the corners of your cardstock so that everything lines up perfectly when you then add the next layer, and so on and so on. Now I wanted a really sort of soft look for these, so what I've done is I've used whatever ink is left on my sweet mustard ink blending brush or blender brush. So for this first one, you can see up to the left, it's really soft, and then I decided, actually, you know what, we're gonna go even softer with the second layer, or the second card base. So I actually just used whatever ink was left on that brush. And then with this pink one here, this is the Sparkling Rose. So again, I am using just whatever is left on the brush, and then I'm tapping a teeny tiny bit more just to get a little bit more because it wasn't quite enough. But here with the bubble gum, you can see I'm getting quite a lot of my brush already. So for that really soft look, if you want a really soft look, just use whatever is left on your blender brushes, or do what I do and tap off the excess on the inside of the lid of each color, because then that way you get a really light touch of it, and it makes such a difference, especially for like pastels and where you just want that sort of almost like airbrushed look. So final color is Grassy Knoll, and the turquoise is Aquamarine. And then we are gonna go on here and just finish the second card base here. And we're just gonna have a little look at how they turned out. As you can see, there are some subtle differences, and now we're gonna finish them off so that they're each sort of individual and unique. So we're gonna stick down the last stencil. So this is stencil number 5. And then on this first one, what we're going to do is we're going to go in with the same color over each one of these like little skinny swirls. So we're going to go in with the sweet mustard here, and then we're going to go in with some Grassy Knoll. And here I realized that, actually, I'm getting some of the green onto my yellow bits, which is not what I want. So we are going to block these off with just scrap pieces of paper to try to kind of keep the colors where they're supposed to go. So we don't really want that sort of green onto the aquamarine or the yellow. So I ended up actually cutting this piece in half and using 2 to kind of block off on each side. So we're going to do the aquamarine here, and then on the other side, and then we're going to finish off the pink one. And just using these little scrap pieces made such a big difference. So it ended up looking so much cleaner and nicer, and there is only a teeny tiny bit of the green on one of those yellow stripy bits. So the one right up there in the corner, there is a tiny bit of green, but we are going to cover that up in another way later on. So we are going to just take the second piece, and we're going to clean this off a little bit, because for the second card base, so this one is the one that I feel is slightly more sort of pastel-y. We are going to use some nice shimmery glimmer paste. So this is Moonstone, and this is from Nuvo. And this is probably like my hands down favorite glimmer paste. Like it's been out of stock for so long, thanks to the pandemic. So when it finally came back into stock, I was like, yeah, 4 jars, no problem. I'm having that. Yes, for sure. So the thing with this is though that you have to clean off your stencil as soon as you finish because it does dry very, very quickly. So that's a good thing for card making because you don't have to sit around and wait for like till the next day. But you definitely need to clean off your stencil very, very quickly. So while all of that is kind of drying and waiting, we are going to start making our sentiments. So we are going to cut out we're actually going to use the one that says Happy and Christmas, and we are going to heat emboss this with gold because, you know, gold, it's Christmas, and, you know, gold goes with almost everything, doesn't it? Especially with card making. I'm not such a big fan of like yellow gold in real life, but for card making, I love it. So first of all, we are going to treat our paper here with this embossing tool from the Rabbit Hole Designs. So we're going to be rubbing this all over our cardstock and getting out a little bit of extra powder as well because I'm really oily and it's hot and humid here. So I need to make sure that I'm having as little static sticking to my paper as possible. And then we're going to pop that into the MISTI. We're going to ink up our stamps with the Wow Embossing ink pad. And we're going to do that twice to make sure we get a really good imprint. And then we're going to sprinkle our yummylicious gold embossing powder. This is the rich gold, and it's in the fine detail. So this you only need to really think about that if you're having really, really fine details. So for this big chunky sentiment, you can use the normal gold. And as you can see, I've sprinkled it twice because it didn't catch really, really well in some places, but that's okay. Just pour over the powder again, tap off the excess, put that back into your jar, have your heat gun heating while you do this, but facing away so it doesn't blow your embossing powder all over the place. And then make sure your heat tool is really nice and hot. And for a really nice, super opaque look, I like heating my cardstock from underneath. It just, for me, I feel like it's giving me more control and it doesn't blow away any excess powder that will normally melt and make it really nice and thick. So you can see here how I'm going kind of strategically, but quite quickly. This is sped up a little bit, but not like crazy fast. And it just turns out so nicely. And then I did a few more of these. I did quite a lot. Not gonna lie. I mean, the evidence is right in front of you. And I also cut out extra pieces out of just plain white cardstock so that I can lay these up for that nice, lovely texture. Now, if you are mass producing, that was the word I was looking for before. If you're mass producing your holiday cards, either skip the layering stage or maybe like cut out loads of pieces and sit down with like your favorite true crime podcast or whatever you're watching on Netflix or Prime or whatever, and just, you know, get gluing and get those pieces done while you're kind of like doing something that is fun. So because this part is not so fun, but it does look so nice, so it's definitely worth taking the time to do it. And I have also, like, I've looked through all of these sentiments and I was kind of like, okay, so do I do like bright and merry? Do I do Merry Christmas, season's greetings, or happy holidays, or what do I do? So, I mean, there's so many ways you can combine these. So, but I did decide on Merry Christmas and happy holidays. So we're going to put all of these pieces aside because I had an idea. I mean, if you've seen the beginning of the video, you already know I'm going to sprinkle this with some gold. And I'm using my much beloved and very well used watercolor pan, and this is the Starry colors from Gansai Tambi, and I just sprinkled a lot on there. And while that is drying, we are going to start working on like the actual putting together of the cards. But that one with the gold obviously needs to dry before you start trying to glue that onto a card base. So here I was like, oh, so do I maybe just leave that as it is? And I wasn't sure at this point, but I was like, okay, well, I mean, this is got to go on the card base anyway, so let's stick that down first. And then, yeah, put the sentiments on there, and then we'll just kind of see, like, what happens. And something did happen, yes. So I've used another one of my most beloved die cuts from Pinkfresh Studio. So this is the Essentials Stitched Scallop Rectangle. I use this for so many things. It's so versatile, and it's such a nice finishing touch. It's not big, it doesn't kind of take away any attention from anything, but it just kind of frames things so nicely, and it's that nice like little icing on the cake for a card. So yeah, I love this one. It is one of my must-haves for sure. So we're going to glue this down, and I've added some nice shiny gold cardstock on top of that. And we're going to glue down these sentiments as well. And for the pastel-y glimmer paste card, I decided to go white and then add some embellishments. And that was basically it. But I really hope you've enjoyed this video. I will see you soon again. Everything will be listed down below with some compensated affiliate links. Thank you so much for watching, subscribing, and using the link to shop. It doesn't cost you anything extra, but I get a little commission, and all of that is going towards this crafty adventure. So thank you so much for coming along and supporting me. I really appreciate you.